Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very rare thing indeed, which is a commentated race on the 10tenths league. So normally we don't do commentary, but today, because it's Christmas and I'm drunk and I'm sat at home and I don't have a decent internet connection or my rig, I shall be doing the actual commentary instead. What the hell? So welcome to that. So I'm acting race director, commentator and all that sort of stuff all at the same time. And oh yeah, I've had a few glasses of wine as well, you know, hey, it's Christmas. So apologies for any of that goes a bit mental. So yeah, 10tenths, what are we about? We're about close, clean racing. We set everything up to engineer that as best we can in project cars. We've got a slightly reduced field today because it's Christmas and half of us are drunk, half of us are not at home with our rigs and so on, but should nevertheless still be nice, fun and clean. So we engineer this, so basically and remarkably we run with track limits off. As you can see, Jack blatantly, Nikos possibly exploiting that right there, Pirateller. But we run with track limits off because it gets in the way of racing, and we have all done test races and so on, and so we know we're all clean. We've proved we're clean. We prove we don't take the mick in terms of lines. Oh, nice oversteer moment. And you've earned the right. So we run with licenses off, so you can enjoy the racing, don't have to worry about coming last if you're going to come last and screw your rating up, and it makes for much more fun racing. And with track limits off, you tend to get much closer, cleaner racing, and that's what it's about essentially. So this is actually round 4, and what we do is we do 2 races. So we do the Lotus 25. I always like to claim that I discovered this car for 10tenths. Brilliant fun car to drive. Really kind of everything happens in slow motion. Oversteer, understeer. It's whoa, all slow motion, apart from that, which was seriously high speed. Who was that he just missed? It's Jack. Jack's our resident alien, by the way. He's favourite to win any race, every race. But this is round 4, so actually I am leading the championship, but that's only because Jack had he had a disqualification for the heinous crime of going into the pit lane slightly too fast in the last race, and instantly got disqualified. Like that happens in every motor race you see around the world ever. Not. And then he had a disconnect, so basically because I keep coming second to him, basically that means I'm leading the championship. But another good thing about 10tenths, of course, is although there's 8 rounds, only 6 count. So that means if you have a really bad race or you can't make it because of life commitments, that doesn't matter, you can drop 2 rounds, and it generally does mean the fastest guy comes out on top. So yeah, we expect this guy here, Jack, to win, but that doesn't matter. We're out to have a bit of fun racing, and it is fun racing with all those considerations we take into account. Go on board with him actually. This car is brilliant fun. It's, as I said, everything happens in slow motion. You can oversteer, understeer. Massively responsive to car setup changes. It's such a good car to learn setups in. The default setup's very understeer in and oversteer out, but you can actually set this car to do the reverse or even be neutral. So it looks like he's just warming his tyres up. Nikos has completed a lap. 2:01, that's a pretty good lap I think, but we'll find out what the laps are. But yeah, so even if you get the back end out or the front end out, it kind of all happens in slow motion, so you get a chance to do something about it rather than get spat off the track and it go horribly pear-shaped. And you've obviously seen a bit of this happening anyway. So yeah, and here we are, of course, we're at Imola, in case anyone hadn't noticed, which I believe is a pretty low grip track, as the tracks go, which should make things even more slippy and slidey. So yeah, I could have been here with my controller without my rig doing this, but what's the point? Although we're about clean racing and fun racing, it's still pretty competitive, and there's some good guys in this league. But yeah, there's your favourite, currently 2 seconds down on Nikos, who's having a nice moment. Back to the pits. So yeah, great car to learn in, so you can see that understeering well in on the way into that corner. That's too late braking. And then of course he fights traction and oversteer on the way out. No idea what a good setup is for this car. It's quite, for this track, it's quite point and squirt, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, Elementi are putting in a good lap. I call it Lamenta, by the way. It just works with those letters. Suits him as well, Lamenta. So he's on almost no fuel at all. Going for max speed out of the ruined Tamburello corner. Oh no, so has Villeneuve and into Tosa. And he's looking at a good improvement there. Stick with him, I think. So you get a feel for the oversteer or understeer. Massively long braking distances in this car. So yeah, we run the Lotus 25 and then we do the Formula Rookie, and although they get about the same lap times, the Formula Rookie has properly good brakes and really good corner speed or grip, and the Lotus 25 has neither of those things. And it's actually surprisingly different when you switch from one car to the other. It really messes with your mind. Ah, here we go, Jack's just gone in quicker. Sooner or later. It's all a case of can someone take it to Jack? And we shall find out. So another good thing about only counting 6 rounds of 8, it doesn't actually matter if you get a reduced field for life things like Christmas. So I'm not here this race, of course. I was at the last race, yet some other people weren't because of Christmas lead up. Nice improvement. Not enough. Getting out of the way. That's what M-Race is doing. He's just starting a lap. Everyone else in the pits. Go on board with someone. We also run with mechanical failures on, which gives you a little bit of a choice between closing the radiators a bit for a bit more speed and revving the engine high, or making sure you finish the race. And it can make a difference of a second or so, maybe even 1.5 seconds on your lap. So 1/10.5 down, probably no improvement here, but we'll stick with it. What's he like in Paratella? Yeah, look at that drift. Hehe, nice. Such fun. With really skinny little tyres and loads of tyre wall flex. Can't tell what the tyre pressures are, unfortunately, but you can actually use this car with really low tyre pressures and it makes it much more controllable on the limit, but it will lob loads of time off your top speed, I've noticed. So again, you got a choice of setup: speed through corners or speed on a straight line. This is looking good. Needs 1.5 seconds though. Well, nearly 1.5 seconds, but he ain't getting it there. Oh well, never mind. What's the alien up to? Oh yeah, that green strip on the start-finish straight. If you've got track limits on, I've gone over that and had the lap deleted in the middle of a straight. Ah, and very end of the straight as well, before you cross the line. Oh man, that's annoying. And so ridiculously over the top. So ridiculously over the top. So it looks like he's got it set to really point and turn in quick. The downside of that is you tend to slide early and slide out. Hey, that looked cool. Good one, son. So if I take pauses, it's because I'm drinking a beer. I can't remember what number beer this is for the... Oh, look at that. Oh, he set it up like I had it at Hockenheim. You can put it in, turn it in quick and slide all the way through the corner. And sometimes onto the grass. He's still going on the lap. Quality. It's such a fun car to drive. People have been racing in this championship and they're just in it because of how much fun this car is. Way too much curb. Too much curb. And keep your foot down. Oh, I could have a nice spin turn out of that. Oh, I think he's embarrassed himself enough there, so we'll move on. So what's Nidge doing? He's one of the new guys to 10tenths and he's doing well. He's picking up more and more speed as all the rounds go. Oh no, he's gone. Scander's been disconnected. Hopefully he'll make it back. I think he was the host. Host migration actually working. So you can see Nidge has got his car set up completely differently to Jack. And yet, half a second difference. So this car is a lot more stable. Commentator's curse. Oops. Sorry, mate. No, Scander's here. Who have we lost then? M-Race. That's a shame. I pity it's a small field, but you get that at Christmas. Usually we get about 12, 13 people a race, excluding commentators, which we don't get commentators at all. So why am I saying that? Anyway. Small improvement, takes him off the bottom. Oh, I haven't got my chat party set to private, by the way, so if we get a random person come in, that's kind of accidental and yet deliberate. It means I get someone to talk to besides myself. So just checking championship standings at the minute and see where we are. So yeah, I'm leading that by 9 points, but no, 3 points. Oh, because Nikos had a double win last round. And 9 ahead of Jack. And then Round Rocket, who we were expecting to be here, is not. So it's really between us three. We're on the hundreds, and then he got down to about 70 and less. So those are your men to watch. Jack and Nikos going head to head in this, which they already are as well. Look at those lap times, how close is that? He's just ahead on the field as well. Nope, that's too much. That won't be a fast one. I'm on a really small TV as well. What's that? 1.5 tenths down. As you can see, even though there's only a few of us, our lap times are pretty close. Oh, Jack left and he's come back. Alright, that's going to be fun for me, because that means now I'm not going to get any lap time readings because of the way Project Cars works. Oh, that was close. So now pretty much 1.5 tenths separate the top three. And even if Jack was there, what was he? A few tenths up from that. So it's all pretty close. Unfortunately, because of the TV I'm on, I can't actually tell how long of this session is to go, because it's off the top of the screen, sadly. Let's see if I can adjust that. Picture. Vertical. Oh, it's as high as it goes. Oh no! Get back onto the race. Your TV, wrong button. Swig of beer. Yeah, and it's always soft, the suspension in this car. You can see the way it bounces around. In fact, the good place to watch this car is on the cockpit view, where you can see that front suspension working. It's hypnotic. Nice touches. Ooh, that's a lot of curb, mate. We'll let you off though. And now you can use all of that bit there. What's he gonna do? Oh, nice improvement. Now that closes things up. So basically, if assuming Jack puts a lap in, that's the whole field's going to be separated by about a second. That's good stuff. Now the real Imola, you can go right out on those green rumble strips and it'll be a legal lap. Not in Project Cars 2. Not unless you got track limits off. But the advantage of track limits off is you don't get people that have to randomly slow down in the middle of a race. They can just carry on, hold their hands up, go, yeah mate, that's racing, you know, made a bit of a boob, let's get on with it. Oh, he's got his setup really drifty, too drifty. And of course damage is on, so that's going to be a trip back to the pits. Oh, this is looking good. Stay away from that curb. So this is a completely different setup Nidge has clearly got here. It's much more stable. A bit of a drift on the way out, but much more stable. This is probably the kind of setup you might need for this. And he's going to go clearly at the front with this. Straight, like straight in the... Is it straight? Yep. Nice one. This Jack actually, he might have completed a lap, but I won't know, because unfortunately he's always going to read 0, I think. Oh well. Project Cars 2. Yeah, so the trick is with this car in qualifying, almost no fuel, because it only uses about 1.5 litres, 2 litres a lap. Close the radiators right off, which gives you about 2 or 3 laps before the engine blows up, and it will blow up. And then a few other tweaks and go from there. Cannot do that in the race at all. Well, you can, but you need to do a few laps. It's a really good marker by Nidge. I think Jack's going to do well to keep that one up to start the season, of course, because Jack appears to know the game well, was fast out of the box, understood the car quickly. He was way ahead for the first couple of races, and everyone's been slowly catching up as they work out how to use this car. So I have no idea what this lap is going to be, I think. Yep, that could have been a pole lap, but we won't know. Nidge coming through. Oh, even faster still. And suddenly the field's looking more spread. Straight back to the pits. I think he's pretty happy with that one. Oops, that's using a lot of track. But we'll let you off with that, because you're not a corner cutting cheater. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Up to the start finish straight. What's he gonna do? Not straightening the straight, he's going for another lap. Or a few tenths up, but still Nidge way out in front. From my point of view. Assuming Jack hasn't just put a stonking lap in somewhere. Lamenta. No improvement. Or not as an outlap. M-Race, they're in the same livery. Oh, that's going to be fun. Number 30. We don't run teams. We don't run teams. We don't run teams in this. No, it's all individual. They just happen to be teammates. Oh, hello. Someone's on the spinner. Jack and Skander would appear to be in the same team as well. See if I can find Skander finishing a lap. Out of Rabatza, a bit of oversteer, always nice to see. Cut that green strip, could have cut it more. No track limits, you can drive it like a real track. Must be onto an outlap. Oops. And you can still lose this car, even though it's all slow motion. Oi! Oh, he's clearly fighting it. Cross the line, no improvement. Half a second down. Now Skander got his car set up. Pretty neutral, bit of drift on the way out. Variante Alpha. No, Aqua Minerale. Excuse me. That was wide on the way in. This usually happens in this car if you're a little bit too late on the brakes. Yeah, you ride the curbs in this nicely. That's a bit wide. Hey, it wasn't taking the mic. That's okay. That's definitely too wide. Variante Alta, run down to Ravazza, stay away from that outside curb, and try and brake on that. We've seen it happen already. He's straight into the kitty litter. Held it fairly tight. Ride the exit curb. No, not using anywhere near as much of the track as he could have done, and M Racer's just gone ahead of him. What's this, sandbagging? Could have aborted the lap. So we've got still on one scander. Must be coming to the end of quali. I can't tell because it's off the top of my screen on this TV. On this 14-inch, 15-inch screen I'm on. Let's give me a spinner. No, just wide. That's an aborted lap. So you got to. Are they holding it flat through that? No, it's a lift. That was nicely in though. A nice drift out. Variante Alta. Ride the curb, lots of curb, big bounce. Well, you can ride the curbs a lot in this car. If you ride too much, you're just going to lose too much contact patch on the road. But he's up, and he only needs another 10th or so. Can he make it up in Ravazza? Loads of curb on the way in, loads. Oh, nice. That's the amount you should be allowed to use. Could cut more there though. Where's he going? Is it going to be second? Oh, not quite. So the only question is, where is this guy? I think he's probably on pole, but that's a good lap by Nidge. And that's well wide. Looks like an all or nothing lap. Yeah, and that's on the curb, and then you get that spin. And that's lap over. Oh, I wonder if I get to find how much session time is left from here. No, I don't. Given everyone's in the pits. And M Race is dawdling. Do believe that's the end of your qualifying. 2 minutes 9. Wonder what I'd have done. And where is Jack? Just practicing for online public lobby racing, I think. So I think that's your grid. I'm just wondering where Jack is. We will find out shortly. So we have Nidge, Nikos, Emrace, Elementiar, and Skander and Jack. But where is Jack? That's the question. That's a good time for me to take my toilet stop. Right, welcome back everyone. Looks like the grid is set to go, and Jack was indeed on pole. I thought he might be somehow. We won't know what time that was until we get our... He's going to have to provide a screenshot of his pole time. So 12 laps. Sinking. Here we go. Yeah. Set a red light, set a red light, set a red lights. And we get green lights and go. Good start, looks like Nidge has got him off the line. Head down to the first corner. It's going to be side by side. He needs to take this if he wants to have a chance, but no, he's let him through. He's gone safe. As we all attempt to be clean. So we'll have to keep an eye on Jack to see where he is. All safely through the first few turns, as we'd expect with 10tenths. Having said that, this Nidge running wide. He's got some work to do now. Oh, and M-Race off the track. This is looking pretty busy. And Nidge make a switch back. No, you've got to follow through here. It's not the place we try and move, but he's going down the inside. Nicely done. Scandosaurus coming, but he's gone wide on the way out. Too heavy on the throttle. That's nice and blurred. So I got Jack, followed by Nikos, followed by Lamenta, M-Race. Nidge is ahead now. Can he make that time up? So will we get as good a battle at the lead for the lead as we did last race, which was nose to tail the entire race between me and Jack. Great fun. Gap was no more than about a second and a half for the whole race, and we swapped places a couple of times. So Nidge looks like he's still trying to make up ground. Looks like it's starting to string out a little bit. He's so got that car set up for mad drift. That's going to be difficult to do the entire race without making a mistake with that kind of setup. But you can never pick something that's not as fast. No one's capable of that. So Nidge is now catching. What can we see from here? Oh, I've left my beer outside the toilet. Damn. Oh well. Ain't got time to drink, ain't got time to talk. It's going to do well for Nikos' championship though. 2 wins in the last round. Looks like already on for a second place here. I need to watch my back. Why? That's too much track. Nidge is in the pits. Oh, it's mandatory pit stop. Probably a good call actually. He's going to avoid all the scrapping, all the time he's going to lose in the traffic. So I'll have to keep an eye on these lap times. Or was that a drive-through? He didn't stop, did he? Or am I seeing things? There was no penalty registered. I don't think so. Oh, he spoiled some entertainment for us. So 2 minutes 40. See what his lap times are on the rest of the race. See our resident alien's getting on. Well, that's not how to do it. Oh dear. And that's just going to gift the lead. I told you that setup. That setup, it might be fast. But not if it end up going off the track. Is he going to make pits? No, he's not. That does get interesting. So what kind of lap time? So we have to wait another lap before we see what Nidge is doing. So can Jack get this time back, or is he going to go for a pit stop? Round Tosa, oh, that's pretty understeering around there. Paratella, drift round, drift out. Still in sight for Lamenta. Skander made a pit stop. Doesn't say that. Judging by the time, I would say yes. Or has he made a mistake? Everyone should be fueled to go the distance. 20 litres. 16. That's optimistic. 17. 16. 23. 24. Definitely going to the end. is the right move to stop for fuel. So Jack is definitely catching Nikos. And Race is definitely catching the Manta. They look like teammates, but there really are no teams. And the Manta's is a really hard guy to pass. Don't know what it is, he just sticks to his line, but he knows how to defend, and he knows how to attack and re-attack if you're passing. You've got to watch this guy. You may think you're faster and it's an easy job done, but it's never that straightforward. Scander's pitting now. Is he taking on fuel? Didn't look he took on fuel. Now you can in these cars really tuck in right up a gearbox and it doesn't affect you because they've got no downforce. In fact, at least in the physics of the real cars, the guy behind got an advantage because the wheels generate lift, and if you slipstream the car in front you gain an advantage through the corners because you gain more grip than the guy in front. That wasn't a very good exit though. Nikos pitting. Not taking on fuel. So this is now a battle for the lead on the track. Nidge's lap times aren't as quick as they need to be. In fact, yeah, Nikos is already out of the pits way before him. So that hasn't worked. Oh, that's a nice slide. At least I can see almost no one is running on Nikos is running ABS, and that's it. No one's running assists because that's just how we like to do it at 10tenths. No, Jack is still leading, isn't he? Because he's off the leaderboard. Come on, cameraman, get it in focus. Nikos should be net second here. And that gap. Jack making his pit stop. He wasn't very far ahead. He didn't make another mistake, did he? Is he going to put any fuel in? He is putting fuel in. About 2 litres. Whereas Nikos is still ahead though, I think. Going to be close. He's not going to come out in the lead. Nikos is leading this race, is he? Ooh, he is. Okay. Jack is having it taken to him. Looks like Amanta's got his handle on M Race now, pulling out a little bit. So this is the scrap. we need to be watching. Just past the half distance. What can Jack do? The only clue we got is whether it's a visual change in the gap. Is he flat through here? No, just a feather. And a feather of the brakes, which is just enough. He's totally on it now. How much pressure can Nikos take? That's definitely closer. Emre's pitting. He's going to have to take on fuel, surely. 11 litres. 4 laps. Yeah, it's got to be a litre or so. No. Oh, he's been practicing. He knows how much he needs. Kicks up a bit of dirt, doesn't he, Cuss? Using all of the track. If Jack is catching, it's not that fast. And these cars are actually really difficult to overtaking because the slipstream is nothing. You may gain a bit in the corners, you may not. But on a straight line, the slipstream really isn't that great. And the brakes are crap. And that makes overtaking difficult. Ah, too greedy. It cost him time. He's concentrating on exit speed. Jack's sliding it through. Veering to Alta. So he's got about 4 laps, 4 complete laps. He's got to hope for a bit of a mistake. There's a touch of the grass, but that's definitely closer. Meanwhile, Momenta's miles out in the lead. He's probably going to pit right at the end, I would say. It's a strategy that can work, particularly if you find your rhythm. This is really hotting up now. It's only a few laps though. Nikos running a tiny amount more fuel, half a litre more. That's not going to make a difference, not even in these cars. Hello? What's happened to Nidge? Is that a mistake? It was a mistake, as he got damage from a mistake earlier. Looks like that must be, given how slow he's going. Right, so your best bet is a good exit in the Vatsa. Good in. Oh, that's it, that's it. That's gone. He's gone. He's broken under the pressure. And he spun it. Bummer. And races way ahead, way behind. That's it then. Jack put him under pressure, and that's all it took. And that's a shame. That was shaping up to be a really good scrap. And now I have to do that commentator thing, which no commentator, every commentator hates probably. Talking about stuff, because the field is now pretty spread. And Nidge is back up to speed, now he's coming in the pits. He must have damage. He's got half a lap on Skander. Depends what that damage is. He's going to be in there a while, I think. Oh, there's mechanics. That's a cool effect. Skander's coming round the whole time. By keeping quiet, we'll take that place. Indeed he has, and Lamenter's in. So where is Jack? Oh, he's in Rivatsa. But Splash and Dash. That's a moderately long pit stop by this game standards. Yeah, easy retake that. Nikos will get him as well. Yep. But not by that much. And then just finally out the pits. The advantage of having around 6 runners, because we score points all the way down to 12th place, I think. So the advantage of a small field is it's always worth keeping going. So Jack actually nicely out in the lead right now. So he's coming down to the Aqua Minerale. And Nikos was in Pyratella. Yeah, it looked like Rivatsa for a moment. So as it's turned out, it's another win for Jack. Unless he screws something up hugely. Who was that getting out of the way? Skander. That looks... that he's weaving all over the place. Is that damage? It is damage. But it's not going to be... he should still get round there in 5th place. Win for Jack. Another win for Jack. Had the race taken to him again at least. Nikos coming in second. Oh, he could have had so much more. Could have had 3 wins on the trot. It's that one little mistake, slightly run wide in Rabatza, a little bit too much in the dirt, and the gravel does what it should do, which is screw you up, rather than have to be some dumb track penalty race director thing. You don't need it. The gravel does the job for you. Yeah, Nidge just coming 5th. Skander has ended up pitting for damage. But he was 6th anyway. Didn't matter. Oh, they might have had to pit anyway. No, he had a pit stop earlier. No donuts. Oh no, we're on the last lap. Oh, my mistake. This is the last lap. Oh, my mistake. I was going to finish in the same order anyway, but oh, my mistake. I was reading the wrong guy, because I don't know where Jack is. This is the last lap. Still plenty of time to make a lapse of concentration mistake, which Nikos is doing. Ooh, he got away with that. He just got away with that. He's trying to go, no! Right, it's race over now. That's the win. Another win for Jack. Yeah, I should have looked for the weaving down the straight as a clue. Not too far behind in the end. A heart in mouth moment for the 2nd time for Jack there. Sorry, for Nikos there. And then Nidge had to pit for damage, I think. And Skander's yet to complete his lap. Find a nice spot for some donuts then. Exit of Peratella is probably a good place to do it. Yeah, it was a bit tame, that race. Little bit tame. It's a shame Nikos made that mistake. That would have been really interesting for a few laps. Just waiting for Skander to finish. There we go. So it'll be Jack, Nikos, Lamenta, M-Race, Nidge, Skander. That's your top 6, but it's all your finishes. You see the chat and Mike's going, pity I'm missing that fun. And your official results. Oh, I didn't even record Jack's finishing position on fastest lap. That's annoying.